Hi there, welcome to Buddy Knuckles' Garage. Today we're going to be looking at the Hummer H3 here and doing the valve cover gaskets and inspecting the timing chain. I hope I don't have to replace the timing chain, but 300,000 kilometers, I guess we'll see. We'll take a look and see what condition it's in. Now, why in the world would anyone want to get their valve cover gaskets changed? Well, in a previous video I did changing the spark plugs in this Hummer. Noticed that one of the spark plug tubes was filled with oil, and after some further investigation, yeah, that's from the gasket failing or sucking, and the tube fills up with oil, so that's awesome. This will be a bit of a modified repair because I've got some stuff here that you may not have, but whatever, close enough. Get this air box off, get this stuff out of the way. Next we gotta take the this intake box out of here. Let's see, there was also some broken plastic I've found, so hopefully during this process we can figure out where it was supposed to go, where it came from. Let's see, we got this oil dipstick tube, looks like it's attached right here, so it's a 10 mil. Damn, there's some bolts way down in there. I'm not even sure how to get those. So, for better access, we're gonna take off this liner here, and hopefully that'll get us some hands up into the engine up in there. These are pretty easy to take out, generally speaking. You've got these clips here. You kind of like pop them out, and then you can pull the whole thing out. Try not to break them. I've mangled that one a little bit from before, but yeah, there's a bunch of those clips. We're going to take all those out, and this liner should come off, and we can see where all those bolts are. Also, if you got something like this, it does make life a little bit easier. You can usually, well, sometimes, oh, you bastard thing. There, okay. That was way harder than it had to be. There, see? Super easy. Alright, we got the liner all taken off. Doesn't look that much different, to be honest. I figured there'd be more access. So, here's the fun part now. Now, there's two bolts. Oh man. If you look up in there, it's going to be two 10 millimeter bolts. Believe that's one of them right there. Yeah, there's one right there, and then there's one just above it. So you have to grab those out. Well, after much farting around for the last God knows how long, scratching myself all up, it's like impossible to get to some of those bolts. Took the battery out, battery tray, wheel liner to get to a couple of them. Looks like we got to get the alternator out of the way now. This is a giant pain in the ass. So we got to start by getting this wiring harness out of the way. Looks like it's kind of held in by some stuff here. So follow the wires. We've got some sensors to unplug. If I can get my damn hand in there. Take out the lock tab. Oh, I guess I have to push on it some. Okay, just to make more room here, we're going to take out this fan shroud. Where the heck is it? There's a tab right here. Just going to squeeze it in and wiggle it, and it'll pop out of those teeth. Take off your upper radiator hose here to get some more room. Rotate this until it's at the very top. That'll clear out the shroud from under the fan. And then, if if you're lucky. Oh God, now what? Holy, that's really in there. Now there's enough room. We can get a ratchet on the bottom bolt for the alternator. Right down in there. Okay, now get out these top bolts here. Oh, there. Don't forget your clip that's on there too. But anyway, there. Now the alternator's dropped. We can get this bracket off. A couple bolts in the front here. There's one weird one back here that you can only probably get to if the alternator's dropped. It's 15 as well. All right, now with the pesky alternator out of the way, you can see down into here. Right there. That's the bolt we need to take out. But now in here, you can see the intake bolts that we gotta get to. There's a couple loose ones in there, but it gives you a lot better room to stick a ratchet in there. I think we got all the bolts now. Oh, man. Oh, Jesus. And it's out. So, just in case anyone's having a hell of a time like I did, here are your bolt holes, your bolts that you're looking for. Hang on. That's where they all are. It's bracket, it's bracket, that's bracket. The rest of these go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Man, I'm all scratched up and bleeding here. This is crazy. That was a lot of fun. Don't imagine putting it in will be any much better, but now it's out. Now we can get on to the next step. Okay, next step will be your coil packs. No, we shouldn't have to take out the spark plugs, actually. Leave them in there. Then a bunch of crap won't fall into the cylinders. Now run 2 valve cover bolts. Alright, so here we are. Here's your 2 camshafts. So we want to just check out these lobes here. Just check them out for scoring or damage. Any kind of grooves worn in them. They seem pretty good though. There's some natural normal wear on there. Here's the problem that we were having. The seal that goes around here was leaking or old or just garbage. So all the oil was splashing in here and filling up the spark plug tube. As for our timing chain, I mean, What can you really tell by looking at it? Not a hell of a lot. It's not floppy at the top, so I mean that's good. Who knows what's going on down there, how far out the tensioner is being pushed. I wonder if I should just do it anyway now that I've come this far. Probably. Let's see here. That's the transmission, so I mean I'm waiting on parts again. I got most of it back together. I had to take it apart again. Here's the pump, input drum. The problem with mine was that, see, this is the output shaft. See all the splines are nice? The input shaft's on the other side. Here, let me see if I can find it for you. All right, here's my input drum. Notice the splines. Notice the lack of splines. Yeah, so that's awesome. Now I need a whole drum. I mean, you can technically just get a shaft, but I may as well get the drum if it's attached and balanced and ready to go. So that's unfortunate. I got most of it back together, then I had to take it apart again. But we're waiting on parts because these are apparently, the shaft is Hummer specific. So waiting on parts to see if I get a good deal somewhere. But in the meantime, I figured I'd do all this other stuff. Okay, the underside of the valve cover. There's the bad seal. These ones are all okay, I guess. I'm going to replace everything anyway. These metal plates are, and there's the tube there. See, there's no PCV valve on these. It just uses the baffles under the valve cover all in here, and they can get plugged up. So we're going to run some brake clean through here, just see what kind of crap comes out. Oh, it's pretty dirty. That's pretty dirty, so we'll run that probably a few times until it's nice and clean. Next up, we gotta prep the mating surface. So all around here, gotta clean off all that crap. Most of it you can just rub off with a paper towel. Just try not to let any fall in where the cams are. It's pretty soft. Usually you don't need a screwdriver or a razor blade, I don't think. Make sure that's all shiny, cleaned off. And around here too as well. Make sure those are all clean. Try not to let anything fall in where the spark plugs are, or just scoop it out after. Try not to though. All right, now that these are all clean and dry, I'm going to take these little babies here and jam them in. There's kind of a ribby section. We want that to go down. Now this is going to be a no silicone solution. Do not put silicone on this. If you come this far, you probably already know that, but I'm just saying. Yeah, that's an old one. Wow, it's burnt and all hard. See the oil. Okay, last step since we have a bunch of these. Each of these is held in by a little bit of a grommet, so give it a bit of a pop. It'll come out. Easiest way to get off the old one, just cut it off. Okay, you're left with one of these. Take your new one. And this one just pops right on, nice and good. So do that for all these. All right, and there we have it. All sealed up, ready to go back in. When you put these in, make sure to do them crisscross like this, going around star pattern. You want to do it for 89 inch pounds, not foot pounds. 89 inch pounds. They don't have to be very tight. You don't need silicone around it, nothing like that. But and then just the reverse of everything we've done so far. I'm not going to film putting it all back together because now I'm going to start another video on the water pump and timing chain since I'm already this far in. So hope the video helped you out. Give a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe. We got new videos coming all the time. Good luck, and I'll see you in the next one.